Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. There is a new credit card called the Upgrade card that just has hit the market. Technically, it's not exactly a credit card, and I'll tell you what I mean by that in a moment. But before I do, I want to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already, and if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So there is a new card called the Upgrade card that is sort of a combination of a personal loan and a credit card. So it is technically not a credit card in exactly the way you'd think of it, and so we are going to walk through the particulars because it is important to understand it to determine if it is something that might be of interest to you. So Upgrade is a company that was started by the former head of Lending Club. Up until this point, it has essentially just been offering personal loans online. Now the Upgrade card has been rolled out. Now they don't really want you to call this a credit card. It's really not a credit card. It's sort of a hybrid of a credit card and a personal loan, but the way you get it and the way you use it is going to feel like a credit card. You can apply online, and assuming you are approved, you are going to get a Visa credit card with a credit line anywhere from $500 to $50,000. You can use it to make purchases wherever Visa is accepted, and then unlike other credit cards, or sort of unlike other credit cards, you can draw on that credit line as well and have money deposited into your bank account without there being a fee. So with the credit card, you'd have a cash advance fee, right? But in this case, you can have money put into your account and there is not a fee attached to it because it is a little bit like a personal loan more than it is a cash advance the way a credit card works. So anyway, you can make purchases or you can have money put into your account. Now the big difference between this card and a credit card though is going to be in how you pay. So the pitch for the Upgrade card is that it is better than a traditional credit card in that it doesn't allow you to simply make a small minimum payment and dig yourself into debt by getting a bigger and bigger balance every month and only having to pay a very small part of it and never getting it paid off. What Upgrade does instead is it takes the purchases that you make in a month and it essentially rolls them together and creates an installment loan out of them. So let's say you make $500 in purchases in a month. What happens is they kind of mash those all together and then they give you a period of time, and in fact you have some say into how long this is. You have a period of time in which you will pay off that $500. It might be 12 months, it might be 24 months. I think in some cases it could be 36 months, and then you're going to have an interest rate attached to that. And by doing this, what they're doing is they're making you pay more every month, more than a credit card would with a minimum payment, and there is an end point when you will have paid off that balance. So if I put $500 on the card this month, there is an end point when I would have paid off that $500 and I would have been sort of forced to pay it off because it is an installment loan, just like an auto loan or like any other kind of personal loan. So with the credit card, I could put $500 on it, and if I'm only making the minimum payment, I could be making a very small payment, and it could take me, 10 years to pay off that $500, which is how many people dig themselves into debt. So the purchases you make on the Upgrade Visa, along with any draws on that credit line that you might make having money deposited into your bank account, those are going to be melded together, turned into an installment loan, and then you will have to make payments in order to get it all paid off in a timely manner, whether that's 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, whatever the case may be. Now, what if you wanted to pay off that loan even faster than that? You could do that. So if it was, a 24-month loan, then, you could potentially pay it off in 18 months and make bigger payments. But what if you wanted to pay it off all at once? What if the bill comes due and you just said, I can pay that $500 right now. I don't need to turn it into 24 months of payments or whatever. Well, you can do that, but it's a little different with the Upgrade card than it is with a traditional credit card. With a traditional credit card, in most cases, you are going to have a grace period. So you're going to make your purchases and then you're going to have, 25, 30 days, whatever it is, to pay those off without paying any interest. That's your grace period on most credit cards, right? Well, the Upgrade card works differently because what Upgrade is doing is they are taking the purchases that you make and any draws on that credit line, and they're lumping them together immediately into an installment loan. So even if you decide that you're going to pay off everything, an installment loan has already been created. So you're going to pay off all your purchases and any draws, but there's going to at least be a little bit of interest added to those because an installment loan has been created here. So you don't really have a grace period in the same way that you do with the credit card. You are going to pay at least some interest on the purchases that you make with the Upgrade Visa. The interest rate that you might get on an upgrade loan is anywhere from 6.49% to 29.99% as the card is being rolled out here. So obviously if you have a good credit score, this could be a way for you to make some big purchases and get a fairly low interest rate on them. If you don't have a very good credit score, well then obviously you're going to be paying a very high interest rate, whether it's this card or it is a regular credit card. To answer a couple other questions that you might have, there's no annual fee for the upgrade card. There are no other fees of any kind, no foreign transaction fees. You don't have a cash advance fee like I said earlier because it is essentially a personal loan that you are sort of taking out if you draw off of that credit line. There are no rewards as the upgrade card is rolling out. Now I did read an article today that says rewards will be coming down the line, but it will be a little bit different in that it will be a 1% reward, but it will only be on the actual payments that you make instead of giving a reward on the purchases that you make. So a little different spin on things, but 1% is still not very attractive in terms of rewards when you compare it to credit cards that are on the market already. Now, as always with all new card products, I was curious what would happen if I applied for it. So I went to the Upgrade site to see what kind of credit line they might offer me, what interest rate I might get. Went through the process. It is only a soft pull on your credit, so that means it would not affect my credit score at all. It wouldn't affect your credit score if you go to the site to check out what the possibilities are. It's only if you actually accept the loan and get the card that you are going to get that hard inquiry on your credit report and have it hit your credit score. So anyway, I went through the process, and even though it was just a soft pull, I got rejected before we could even get any further. They told me that I had too many inquiries on my credit report recently, which I can't really argue with. In fact, they even told it to me twice just in case I wasn't smart enough to understand the fact that I had too many credit inquiries. But in that same letter or same document showing me why I was rejected, it also showed that I have a credit score of 821. So they obviously were not rejecting me for my credit score. They were rejecting me for too many recent inquiries. So we've talked about this in other videos, but if you are someone that has a high credit score, but you have done a lot of inquiries in the past, you could still be turned down for credit like I would have been if I had really wanted this. So what are my thoughts about the Upgrade credit card, or I should say the Upgrade card overall? Well, it is this. If you're someone that has had credit cards in the past and you've had trouble paying more than the minimum payment, then the Upgrade card does have an upside. It forces you into a situation where you have to pay more every month in order to get your credit card charges paid off. And so that is a good thing if you are someone that has had trouble in the past. However, I will say this. By giving you, 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, whatever the case may be, to pay in installments, that sort of lulls you into a place of thinking that it's okay to take that long to pay off your credit card purchases, where in reality you're still going to be paying interest on those credit card purchases. So they're sort of saying it's okay to do this when in reality you should be paying off 100% of your credit card purchases every month in order to avoid having to pay any interest to begin with. And then of course giving you the option to draw on that credit line and having that money put straight into your bank account without having to pay a cash advance fee or having any sort of pain against that allows you to really just draw on a credit line without there being any sort of, punishment for it. So if you're worried about going into further debt, this is a way that could get you into debt even faster than if you had a credit card and you were making a lot of purchases and only paying the minimum payment. So is that better? I'm not quite sure. Now, if you pay off your credit cards every month, there's no upside to the Upgrade credit card. There's no rewards to start off with. It looks like they're going to add a 1% reward, but that's only on your payments, and you can find other credit cards on the market that would offer you more than that. Plus, because of the way this card is structured, there is no grace period on those purchases. You are going to pay some sort of interest with the Upgrade card, even if you're paying off that installment loan right at the beginning. A regular credit card is going to give you 25, 30 days, whatever whatever the case may be, to pay off your purchases without paying any interest. So if you can do that every month, what would be the point of getting a card that is forcing you into an installment loan where you're going to have to pay at least some interest? There really is no point. So upgrade card could be good for people that have trouble making their payments and really are just like, you know, allowing things to go on forever, paying minimum payments and letting that balance get bigger and bigger. But for anybody else out there, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and I wouldn't see a good reason for you to go after it. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. And as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, talk personal finance, talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thank you for watching. Bye.